I'm Narissa, and today we are doing field sampling in our Gopher Tortoise Preserve. We are assessing tortoise habitat and population, but more specifically focusing on the food availability here in the area. Here in this scrub habitat, herbivorous gopher tortoises depend on a variety of plants for their survival. However, even if you're an herbivore surrounded by plants, it doesn't mean that you're surrounded by food. Imagine I'm an herbivore in this scrub habitat. Some of the plants around me are edible, but others are not. So while I can reach a plant here, there are many leaves behind me that I cannot reach as a food supply. Now imagine I'm a tortoise and can only reach plants a foot or so above the ground. This greatly limits what I can and cannot eat. Gopher tortoises graze on a wide variety of plants, including many grasses, prickly pear cactus, grape leaves, lichen, and many more. But because this 7-acre preserve has hundreds of plant species, we simply cannot count and identify them all. By using scientific sampling methods, we can get an estimate of abundance. Now my colleague Tanya will show her sampling methods.
Biologists can sample the abundance of organisms within a habitat using techniques like transects or quadrats. Both of these are tools that allow us to quantify the relative abundance of organisms in any given area. Quadrats are a small, defined, measured area where counts are done. This acts as a sample of what lives within the larger area. A quadrat can be a circle or a square as long as it remains a constant size throughout the study. Sample areas are selected at random, and then the individual species are counted within these quadrats. From there, scientists can estimate how many individuals live in the overall habitat. Assessing the abundance of plant species is important for us to determine if this area is a suitable habitat for gopher tortoises. Scientists can use studies like these to determine which specific plants gopher tortoises prefer and what needs to be protected in order to sustain tortoise populations. In this video, we will be conducting a simplified abundance survey using quadrats and your yard as a study site. But we won't be looking at what kinds of plants are available for tortoises. We'll be looking at what kinds of food is available for anoles. In Southwest Florida, brown anoles are common in most urban habitats and yards. Anoles feed on small arthropods such as crickets, moths, grasshoppers, cockroaches, spiders, and worms. While anoles will sometimes eat ants, many ants are unpalatable and the anoles will avoid them. To determine what kind of food there is in your local habitat for anoles, you'll need to sample ground-dwelling arthropods and see what the relative abundance is for ants and non-ants.
You will use 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11 paper to outline your quadrat. You will rip each piece of paper lengthwise into 4 strips. Use the pieces to assemble the boundary of your quadrat square. Scientists would use a frame for this process, but we are just approximating the size of the quadrat for this exercise. You can mark the 4 corners with sticks or rocks and then remove the paper, but imagine there is still a border around the square. Start your count in the top left corner and move from left to right and top to bottom. Every time you place your quadrat, you will closely and slowly scan the quadrat area and count the number of arthropods within the boundary. Keep track of how many arthropods you find that are ants and non-ants on your data sheet. Refer to the outline worksheet to finish your quadrat activity. Share your findings from your outdoor activity with your classmates and your teacher, and then share what you discovered with us.